a British word that's not finicky. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
What can I
So,
say?
yeah,
And it does look like we are alive.
yes. Good. Well, I've managed to, I think, RTMP it to my YouTube as well.
Nice.
That's live. So we're good to go. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good job.
everywhere. And what a week it is for the world of hypnosis.
Yes, it's a big, bold week. We talk about going to conferences and getting out there, meeting people, regardless of how you feel about it.
Yeah,
I know when I went to Hypnothoughts, one of the people that became a very close friend actually was very scared to meet people, and so I just had a group of people that I already knew. Jim, Scott, Bob, and so on and so forth. And boy, I tell you, just knowing people, that was an advantage to me. But helping her come out of her shell a little bit,
yeah,
and getting hooked in and connected, and now when I see what she's doing now compared to where we both were back then, she's knocking it out of the park. So
yeah. And I think it's a great confidence builder as a hypnotist, as a therapist, whatever genre of hypnosis you've got. Go into the conferences, you get to one, meet your peers, you meet the people that you have idolized within the industry, and then it helps you calibrate where you think you are, if you know what I mean. And
yep,
so sometimes I've been to talks where I've been like, I know less on that subject than what I thought I did. And then sometimes I've been to talks and gone, oh, actually, I know more than what I thought I did on that particular subject. And so conferences are a good way of figuring out what's out there. And then you get to the point where you go, I think I'd like to do a talk now. And so it's a great confidence builder. And I don't know about you, Sean. I know for me, especially in my day to day life, when I'm not on stage, I'm not surrounded by hypnotists. And
what
so
really?
And so a lot of the times the people that you talk about this stuff and they're not that interested. So to spend a weekend around people that share that same passion, it just fills you with a brand new energy.
Yeah, it definitely fills your bucket. There's no question.
Yeah,
Um, and when you come away, we talk about this conference high that lasts, and it can last for a while because you've connected, and this happens in the IT world a lot, where we will work with a company and we'll get to know the people really really well because we work with them almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to get the project done. And when that happens, you get the same sort of thing when you go to a conference, right? You get to know people really really quickly. You kind of bond with them, and then you still carry that with you for a couple of weeks after. And it's that couple of weeks after where if you come back after a conference and you don't do anything with what you've learned or what you've connected with, or furthered the connections with people, that just means you need to keep going to more conferences until you get
yeah,
it, because
yeah.
that's
And
the value.
the network you have by going to conferences transforms your business. I spent years as a lone ranger doing it, and my career grew exponentially having went to conferences. You meet your peers, you meet your people, you grow your tribe, and that's life changing. And we know, not just Hypno Thoughts, which again is happening this weekend in Vegas, but great conferences where great connections are made. We both, again, Jim was a fantastic connection. We mentioned New York earlier before we went live. I met Jim at HypnoBiz New York, and we'd been friends on socials for years before that. But meeting in person, it's just there's a different energy to it, and the rest is history. So they say.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, because I can say the same thing. Like, I knew Jim from the group that he and Scott started,
Yeah,
and Scott carried on with it. Jim got busy with other projects, and
yeah,
next thing you know, all of a sudden I'm meeting Jim, and then from Jim I met Jim, and that sounds like Sean has a there's a repeat button, but no, Jim Zellis. For those of you
Yes.
that are connected with Jim Zellis, was one of the very few hypnotists that actually in the '90s posted as much stuff as they could on the web, and found out that it was his wife that was actually the mastermind behind that. But I'll give a shout out to Jim, because I know he was a bit of a mentor for Jim, our Jim,
Mm.
and just getting to meet him was just like I never knew that that was even going to be possible.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
remember reading Andrew Newton's book, It's All in the Mind, years ago. And in that, he mentioned hypnosis posters, and Zellers's poster was the one that was kind of mentioned in that book as a quality poster for stage hypnosis. And then years later, to meet him at Hypnothoughts, I was starstruck. I was fanboying over him. Absolutely, a great person, not just a great hypnotist, a great person.
yeah.
So yeah, as on TikTok says hi. Um, as is actually downstairs. This is Az's room that I'm in at the moment.
He's checking in to make sure you're actually doing something and not just
Just I'm not
taking
just
away
reading
from the party.
scrolls. Yeah,
Yeah, I have Slim here as well in my chat. He says hi. So hi to you, Slim. Let us know where you're joining from. And somebody else just joined here. Who is it that just joined? Oh no, they're gone. Okay, they'll be back because I'm a cute kind of a guy. What can I say?
exactly. So we'll bring up the link for Hypno Thoughts. If you are around Vegas this weekend, then this is definitely the place to be. What I really like, I think this is the first year I've seen them do it, is they've got 10% discount tickets for Steve Falcon's show at the MGM Grand.
Nice.
Um, so that's really nice of that. Obviously, guys, if you're in Vegas this weekend as well, also go see Kevin Lepine's show. Also go see Mark Savard's show. But then go see whatever show you want to go see. There's some amazing shows in Vegas.
Yeah. I can remember a trip that we took with one of the tech companies, three letter company. We won't mention any names, IBM. But they took us out to New York, and it was an education retreat. But just getting to, they had purposely built in time inside the city for us to go and explore. And we had three different options. So of course I took the Ground Zero Memorial. But just walking around and getting to know other people from other school divisions, and having that same kind of connection, you can do the same thing in Vegas. There's
Yeah,
so many different things to see, and so many different experiences that you could have.
yeah. And I think that's where the connections are made. You meet people in the corridors during the conference. You go to the talks of the people you want to be interested in. And then afterwards, it's like, hey, do you fancy going down to Fremont Street? Do you fancy doing the zip line? Do you fancy doing the Strat? I know Cal Smith is doing the street hypnosis media thing at the top of the Strat again, which is always a great experience. It's you get to meet those people and then go have fun experiences with them afterwards, and that's where those friendships are cemented and bonded. And so it doesn't matter if someone has a different modality to you, if someone does hypnosis in a different way to you, whether you do regression to cause or content free or any of those things, none of that matters. You meet people, you connect with them, and that's what it's about. So yeah, and I think this year especially is going to be
Oh, good Lord, son! Everybody's a coach now. I've been a coach for a lot longer than most people would think. I'm a lot younger than most people think, or a lot
yeah,
older. I look younger. What can I say? It's all in the genes. I'm
yeah,
there right now. So there you go. Yeah, no. Again, make the connection. Get to know people. That's why you go to the conference. The
yep.
content, yes, you definitely want to go, and we will say this about Hypnothoughts, like many other conferences, but especially Hypnothoughts, they have a lot of people who submit, and they have a
Mhm.
wide range of topics, right? So I always think of it like the smorgasbord of conferences, because you can get into particular sections if you wanted to, and just stay in those sections and eat up all the content there. You can mix and match. You can do all kinds of things. You're not really limited. But one thing I will say about Scott and Stephanie is they always pick top notch speakers, and
Yeah,
they pick them. There is you don't just get to apply to Hypnothoughts to speak, and then all of a sudden you're a speaker that's going to be kind of headlining or anything like that. There's a process. There's a couple of years where you have to prove that yes, you can fill the room. Your
yeah,
topics are good. You know your topics, and then you get to speak. So the people that are there have been working at it for some time. This isn't their first rodeo, and they are there because they know their stuff.
yeah. I think you're right there as well. You've got to build your audience up, and that's the same with stage stuff. You don't go straight to the big theatre and expect to fill, 1,000 seats. You kind of got to put yourself out there a little bit. Go to conferences as a delegate, network, go to other speakers, build up your following as such, your friends that you meet at conferences. Then when you start to talk, you get those smaller rooms and you just keep building up and building up and building up until you're one of those guys.
Yeah. And I got Jerry here now who is asking who's the guy talking in the back of the room. That is my colleague Grant. He is also on TikTok, so you will find a similar stream as to what I'm doing here right now. And your question, can you hypnotize me? My question, I always question that with the question, how do you know you're not already?
Exactly. Exactly. I must admit, I think TikTok, you do tend to get a lot of people that want to be hypnotized on TikTok.
Yep,
Um, it seems very open to it. So, yeah, that's always quite interesting.
yep, it is. But just further to that, there is a prevailing theory in life that we walk around in our own trance. Basically, we float in and out of it 10 or 12 times a day.
100%. 100%. And again, it's what trance are we in?
Yeah,
Are you in your driving trance? Are you in your gym trance? Are you in your, you know, checking emails trance? They're all functional trances that have different kind of
I think that's a
purposes.
heck of an idea for a book. I think Grant, we got to write a book now. The tech
I think
trance.
so. Yes. Do you know what? That's not a bad idea, actually.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, see? All the
Write
best
that,
ideas.
write that down, Brian. Write that down.
Brian, put it on the list, Brian. So we'll very quickly go through some other stuff, but again, there is Hypno Thoughts is the main thing that's going on this weekend, so we don't want to take away from them. But we're just going to quickly go through this Hypno Thoughts. Now you see me live. That starts up. I think it's next weekend down in London with Fraser Penman. Really excited for Fraser on this one. PHS.
Yes, we are working on the schedule well, not as we speak, because we can multitask only a little bit because we're guys.
Yeah,
So we're doing this, and then we're going to work on the schedule
yeah.
even more. And you know what? We again talk about speakers. Well, you know what? We've got some really top-notch
Some,
speakers, some new speakers that have applied this year that have proven themselves at other conferences and have really really pertinent and awesome topics for us to learn about.
yeah,
So yeah, we're gonna put that all together, and then starting in August, we will reveal when it's time, and the schedule is locked.
locked. I'm really excited for it. Like I say, like to see the quality of the speakers coming in is really good, and the quality of the talks. I like how they seem to have evolved over the years. In the beginning, there was lots of how stage hypnosis is great for hypnotherapists, and now it's really good for like real value for people that are looking to develop their hypnosis practices by adding stage hypnosis, and again how to get more shows, how to get better shows, some really great the business side of things as well.
Well,
um,
that's right, because if you don't handle the business side, you don't have a
you
business, and then you're not doing shows,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's PHS. Again, we'll have some big announcements after Hypno Thoughts has finished. Michigan.
Yes,
Yeah, early bird registration has passed.
early bird
Uh,
has, but I thought I saw somewhere Oh, PHS is. Oh, look at this guy with the hair and everything.
Yeah,
He's got more hair than you and I put together.
he has.
Uh,
He has.
but
He,
yes,
st- he styles it perfectly.
yeah,
What a great look, and what a great hypnotist as well.
yeah, and the I think if there was anybody that I would say would be uh, a champion of PHS, it would be Tommy because
Yeah,
we watched when he came for the first time how things have changed for him, where he's at now, and where he's going. Absolutely stellar. But it started with Tommy making the decision, to attend PHS.
do you know what it is as well with Tommy? And I'm speaking for him, which is wrong of me to do that, but it's one of the things I really admire about him. Is it's partly his faith, but it was that he trusted his gut instinct, and went with it, and he was open to the opportunities that offered to him, and then he went with it. And so many of us can learn so much from that, where sometimes we put up those barriers and we restrict ourselves. Um, Tommy allowed himself to be open, and the universe really rewarded him with that. And so, yeah, and so, yeah, I have a lot of time for Tommy. I think he's an absolutely fantastic, fantastic person as well as a great hypnotist, as well as the founder of the Tom Silver training and all of that stuff that he's doing now, which is all really exciting. But a genuinely nice person as well. So yeah,
Yep, absolutely. And is that Jason I see there?
that is Jason on the poster.
Yeah,
Yes, so Jason will be doing the entertainment at the Michigan conference as well. So that will be really interesting.
nice.
Yeah, a fellow Brit. So
Yep,
yes, that's Michigan. I'm really looking forward to this one as well. I've got a workshop at Michigan, which will be interesting. But yeah, looking forward to that. We've also got the Canadian Hypnosis Conference.
yep. Coming up in October, and yes, it is a ways away, but you do want to make plans. It is Toronto, and Toronto is if there was any city in Canada that was like New York, it would be Toronto.
Yeah,
There's always something on the go somewhere. There's lots of sights to see. You can, if you dip around the south end of the lake, you get into some really kind of historic areas, as well as Niagara Falls.
no.
And if you play your cards right, you'll wind up in Buffalo, New York, when you cross
Oh,
the border.
it's really interesting. I was at a Comic Con and I was interviewing some Power Rangers who were from Canada. And I just got back from Canada myself. And I was like, oh, I've just come back from Canada myself. And they're like, oh, where did you go? And I said, Saskatchewan. And they
Oh,
went, they went, oh, did you not go to Toronto? And
because
I'm like,
everybody says Toronto or Vancouver, right? Like those are the big destinations.
yeah.
Um,
And I'm like, no. And they're like, have you been there, Toronto, before? And I went, no. And they went, so the first time going to Canada was to Saskatchewan. I went, yeah. They went, go back, but go to Toronto.
yeah, well, that's again, Toronto's a big draw. And actually, I was just thinking about it the other day, and it just popped into my head again. There are trains that run hourly between Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec City. So you can actually zip into Quebec, up the St. Lawrence, get some actual poutine or poutine.
Nice,
You may have to parlez-vous en français un petit mot, but then you can zip back, and the routes become streets again.
nice. Nice. I know one thing that I didn't do when I was over there that I really wish I'd have done was there's a train that goes through the Rockies and it has a glass roof on it.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the Via Rail train. It's not as
yeah,
cheap as you think it is, but it
uh,
is a spectacular trip. Like, it is a
yeah.
spectacular view, and that one actually goes all the way across Canada.
Wow.
So you could, in theory, go from one end of the country to the other. You would have when you were driving here from. No, you wouldn't have because you didn't come down Highway 10. But there's a little town called Melville, which is just 25 minutes south and east towards Regina. And that is the Via Rail stop in this part of Saskatchewan. So,
Nice. Regina, that's the town that rhymes with fun.
Yes, Regina is the city that rhymes with fun. I was born
Right.
there.
Oh, that explains a lot. Cool. Who's next on Hypnosis here, or have you guys got a bit of a?
We are on summer break. We are on hiatus until we start up again. We'll have to figure out exactly when that is. But until then, you're welcome to enjoy the archives. You know, the archives are there. We have 116 episodes of Hypnosis Hero now.
That's good.
You know, so when you look at that, that's pretty significant.
Yeah,
You know, it speaks to longevity, considering that the average podcast goes for like 20 episodes or less.
yeah.
We've now gone 5 times that. So yes, Brian and I are committed to continuing on with Hypnosis Hero. We're also committed to trying to get it out onto Apple Podcast and Spotify and some of the other platforms. So I actually want to get with Dan on that. So Dan, if you're out there and you're listening, we know you've got a podcast about uh, the future of hypnosis education coming up on Instagram, noon Eastern on Saturday. But so shout out to Dan. But I know Dan does a bunch of stuff to get his stuff out there, and so build on the wisdom that somebody else has. Why do I have to learn everything from scratch?
Do you know what? And that's one of the great things that I like about the Michigan conference. They kind of talk about that a lot, and it is like that's what conferences should be. It is about how do we take the knowledge and then take it the step forward and then improve and grow together. That way we
Absolutely,
all win.
absolutely.
Nice. Oh, KM Robinson is in TikTok. Hello, how are you? Hopefully you are well. I do keep following you, stalking you on your socials as well. So yeah, good to see you. KM is an amazing author, Sean, and so yeah, and a great streamer as well. So yeah,
Thanks.
cool. Yeah, I think that is it for us on here. Like I say, today is mainly about. Oh, thank you, thank you. Today is all about kind of Vegas this weekend. We don't want to take anything away from them. And like I said, Scott and Stephanie and all the team involved in Hypno Thoughts this weekend have worked incredibly hard. Again, this year I can't make it out there because it's peak season. But yeah, I do plan on trying to get out there. But interesting, I know there's some big announcements this weekend. We will find that information out secondhand after the attendees get it.
Yeah,
So I'm
but
really
we will have
excited.
it. We will have it for next week. So,
Yeah,
and yeah, to everybody that is going, of course, we wish you safe travels and lots of fun. Get out there and experience.
yeah. Go find Casey. Casey
That's right.
Picot is out there. She is our rep on the ground.
Yep, for
Um,
PHS, she will give you all the information you want about the Performing Hypnosis Summit and an absolutely beauty of a woman.
oh, amazing. The
She is
energy is
a soul.
incredible. Yeah, cool. I think that's it for us, isn't it?
I think that's everything. Yeah, it's this is the week that was and the week that will be, and we will see you again next week.
Next week.
Until then,
So
go
take
ahead,
care.
stay well, and be awesome.
You're awesome.
Have a good night, everybody. And for
Cool.
everybody